Tomorrow is not just another day. It is not just another sunrise or a repeated sequence of routines. Tomorrow carries something hidden, something very few will recognize, an invisible shift that won't be announced with noise or chaos. It will be silent, it will be quiet, but it will be powerful. And if you remain asleep mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you will miss it completely. The sky will change tomorrow. Not in the way most people think. It's not about clouds or stars or color. It's about energy. So it's about what surrounds you and what exists within you, waiting to be activated, waiting to be realized. Too many people think change is something they can schedule, something they can delay. They say, I'll start next week. I'll fix it next month. I'll wait until I'm ready. But tomorrow won't wait for you. The shift that's coming isn't concerned about your timing, your comfort, or your fear. It's arriving with or without your permission. So the real question is, will you be prepared? Or will you sleep through it like every other day you promised yourself things would change? There is a moment coming tomorrow, a subtle moment. And if you are still, if you are present, if you are awake, you will feel it, you will feel something deep inside of you stir. A sense that something is different, that something is possible. But you must be awake, you must be aware, because the people who continue to live in repetition, who continue to drown in distraction, will not feel anything. For them, tomorrow will just be another day. For them, nothing will change. And that is the real danger. Not that the sky won't shift, but that they won't. Self-growth does not wait. It does not knock twice. It appears when the time is right, when the sky shifts, when life aligns. Tomorrow is one of those rare alignments. A window opens, a door unlocks, but it will not scream for your attention. It will not beg you to act. It will simply be there for those who are awake enough to notice. And the only ones who will notice are those who have done the inner work, the ones who have silenced the noise, the ones who have faced their reflection and decided they've had enough of living halfway. You cannot fake your way through this. Tomorrow doesn't respond to pretending. It responds to presence. The energy of tomorrow is different. You will sense it if you're ready. A push, a pull, a whisper inside that says no. And when you hear that, you must act, you must choose to keep walking the old path or to step into something new. But if you wait too long, the moment will pass. The window will close. And you'll find yourself wondering why you feel so stuck while everything around you seems to be moving. It's not that life passed you by. It's that you chose sleep instead of wakefulness. The sky is your mirror, and when it changes, it's a sign for you to do the same. But most people miss the signs because they're too busy avoiding themselves, too busy numbing their senses, too busy chasing things that mean nothing. You are not meant to live that way. You are not meant to repeat every day like a broken machine. You are meant to evolve. You are meant to grow. And growth only happens when you respond to the invitation. Tomorrow is that invitation. Will you accept it? Do not waste the energy that tomorrow brings. Do not ignore the signal. Do not be the person who keeps postponing their own transformation. Life is not going to wait for your doubts to go away. Life is not going to ask twice. This is the message. The sky will change tomorrow. Something rare is unfolding. Something few will understand. But you do not need to understand everything. You just need to be present. You just need to be aware. You just need to say, I am ready. I am here. I will not sleep through this moment. Tomorrow is the line between who you've been and who you could become. All the stories, all the pain, all the limitations, you can drop them if you decide to, but it has to be a decision. No one can do it for you. No one will save you. You are the one. And tomorrow gives you a chance to remember that, to claim that, to live like it. So stay awake, feel everything, trust what you feel, not what the world tells you to feel. Let the sky be your teacher. Let tomorrow be your beginning. You are not too late. you are not too broken, but you are running out of time to pretend. This moment is not coming again. There will be no announcement, no confirmation, no second chance. You either awaken tomorrow or you stay in sleep. But just know everything changes tomorrow. And whether you change with it is completely up to you. Tomorrow is not waiting for your permission. It is coming whether you are ready or not. So, and those who remain asleep, those who are lost in distractions, comfort, excuses, and unconscious repetition, they will miss it. They will miss everything, not because tomorrow hides itself, but because they refuse to open their eyes. There will be a moment tomorrow, a signal, a shift, a subtle change in the rhythm of life. It won't be loud. It won't knock on your door. It will be silent, but undeniable for those who are present, for those who are awake. But if your mind is elsewhere, if your energy is drained chasing temporary pleasure, if you've numbed yourself to life, you won't feel a thing. That's the tragedy. Not the life doesn't speak, but that people have forgotten how to listen. You can scroll for hours, you can consume noise all day, but none of it prepares you for what really matters. Tomorrow is not entertainment, it is transformation. And transformation doesn't come to those who are half awake. It demands presence, it demands awareness, and it punishes indifference. You may think nothing is happening, but everything is shifting right under your feet. There's a reason you feel restless, a reason you sense that something is coming, that inner whisper. That's not anxiety. That's your deeper self trying to wake you up before it's too late. But if you continue ignoring it, if you silence that voice one more time, you will miss the turning point because tomorrow isn't just a new day. It's a threshold, a dividing line between who you've been and who you could become. And most people, sadly, won't even notice they crossed it because they were asleep. This is what you have to understand. Not every moment is equal. Some days are ordinary and others carry weight. So tomorrow is one of those rare days. Something will open, but only those who are paying attention will walk through. The rest will continue their lives unchanged, unaware that a door was even there. They'll keep wondering why life feels heavy, why nothing excites them anymore, why they feel disconnected from everything. The answer is simple because they missed it. You cannot keep living as if life owes you something. You cannot expect transformation while doing nothing to prepare. You cannot remain unconscious and still hope for change. Tomorrow requires you to show up, not as a version of you built by fear, habit, or the world's expectations, but as the version buried deep inside, the one who's been waiting for this very moment to emerge. But first, you must wake up. You must stop pretending that numbness is peace, that comfort is happiness, that being distracted is being alive. That version of life is an illusion. Tomorrow exposes that illusion. It tears through the false identities, the routines that mean nothing, the choices made from fear. But if you're not awake, you won't even realize you've been exposed. You will continue wearing the same mask, carrying the same pain, living the same story. You do not need more time. You need more truth. And the truth is, tomorrow holds a kind of silence that speaks louder than noise. It won't demand your attention. It will simply offer you an opportunity. And if you don't take it, if you choose sleep instead of self, you will carry the weight of that choice for a long time. Every missed opportunity to awaken hardens the mind. Every moment of denial makes it harder to hear the inner voice. Tomorrow is offering clarity, but only to those who have created space for it. If you are too full of fear, distraction, blame, or laziness, you will not hear the call. You will not feel the shift. You will not see the sign because the sign doesn't come with flashing lights. It comes with stillness. And stillness only speaks to those who are truly present. Ask yourself this honestly. Are you awake or just surviving? Are you reacting to life or creating it? Are you just existing or are you truly alive? Tomorrow demands a decision. You can stay as you are, or you can wake up to who you truly are. But there is no third option, and no one can choose for you. Tomorrow is not a joke. It is not just a metaphor. It is real. It is coming. And with it comes the chance to rise, or the danger of missing out on something that will never return in the same form. Time is not waiting. Truth is not begging. Life is not apologizing. It is moving. And if you do not move with it, you will be left behind, not by the world, but by yourself. You were not born to sleep through your own becoming. You were not meant to miss the signal. But whether you do or not, that choice is yours. Make it before tomorrow arrives, because once it does, the window starts to close. And by the time most people realize what happened, it will already be gone. Tomorrow is not only about the sky, it's about you. So you can keep looking up and wait for something to happen, or you can look inward and realize that what needs to change isn't above your head. But inside your mind, you've lived long enough pretending. You've played enough roles. You've worn enough masks. Tomorrow is not the time to keep lying to yourself. It's the time to see who you truly are. And that kind of seeing isn't easy. It demands honesty. It demands silence. It demands courage. You've been told your whole life what you are by society, by your parents, by friends, by failure, by comparison, and you believed it. You built your entire identity around. You wrapped yourself in limitations and called it personality. You accepted your past as your future. You confused survival with purpose. And now, tomorrow comes with a choice. Do you continue that story, or do you start writing a new one? There's no one holding you back anymore. Not really. The cage you're in has no lock. The prison was built by your thoughts, and the door has been open the whole time. But most people are too afraid to leave, because freedom means responsibility. It means owning every part of your life, your pain, your potential, your power. And that scares people more than failure, because when you know who you really are, you can no longer hide behind excuses. And tomorrow doesn't care for excuses. Tomorrow demands truth. You will not find your true self in someone else's approval. You will not find it in comparison, distraction, or comfort. You find it in silence, in discipline, in awareness. You find it when you stop running, stop pretending, stop escaping. That's when the real work begins. And tomorrow is your invitation to begin. If you're ready, if you're willing, nothing outside of you will ever be enough. Not the money, not the praise, not the appearance of success, because none of that touches who you really are. And if you don't face that question, who am I really? Then everything you build will collapse, because you'll be standing on a foundation that was never yours. So that's why so many people feel empty even after achieving everything they thought they wanted, because they built a life around who they thought they had to be, not who they truly are. And that illusion will not survive what tomorrow brings. Tomorrow strips away what's fake. It reveals what's hidden. It demands that you stand without all the labels, the titles, the masks. And if you're still clinging to them, you'll feel lost. But if you've started the journey inward, if you've already begun peeling back the layers of false identity, then tomorrow becomes a moment of clarity, a mirror, a call home. You are not your pain. You are not your past. You are not your failures or fears. These things have shaped you, yes, but they are not you. The real you is buried underneath the noise, and tomorrow gives you a chance to dig, but don't expect it to be easy. Transformation never is. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens when you're tired of your own lies, when you're sick of pretending, when you say, enough, I want the truth. Even if it hurts, this is what it means to wake up, not just to the world, but to yourself, to see clearly, to no longer follow blindly, to no longer live a borrowed life. Tomorrow asks you to look in the mirror and not turn away, to see everything you've become and everything you've avoided becoming. So to feel the weight of your potential pressing against the walls of your current life. That pressure is not punishment, it's a signal. And you feel it more intensely the closer tomorrow comes. So don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't distract yourself. Let it break something open. Let it burn through the lies. Let it show you what needs to die inside you so something new can live. You cannot become who you're meant to be without letting go of who you thought you were supposed to be. That's the cost. That's the exchange. And tomorrow is when the trade begins. You won't find the answers in a book, in a video, in someone else's advice. The answer is already inside you waiting. It's always been there. But you've been too loud, too busy, too distracted to hear it. Quiet the world. Listen, that voice inside, that's you, the real you. And it's not weak. It's not weak. It's not lost. It's not broken. It's just been buried beneath layers of survival. It's time to uncover it. Tomorrow is the day. So stop chasing. Start remembering. Start returning. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to wake up. You were meant to evolve. You were meant to shed the false layers and rise, not because someone told you to, but because something inside of you demands it. And that demand is getting louder. That voice is getting clearer. And tomorrow it will be undeniable. You either answer that call or you silence it once again. But if you do, just know that silence comes with a cost, because the longer you delay your becoming, the heavier your life will feel, the more distant your true self will become. And one day you look back and realize you never really lived as you. Don't let that happen. Don't sleep through tomorrow, because tomorrow might just be the only chance you have to finally remember who you are. Tomorrow is not going to ask if you're ready. It's not going to wait for your emotions to settle, for your fears to go away, or for your doubts to disappear. Tomorrow is going to move forward with or without you. And that's the truth most people avoid. Because it's easier to hold on. It's easier to stay in what's familiar even when it hurts. But tomorrow doesn't care about what's familiar. It brings change, and it demands a decision: let go or be left behind. You cannot carry the old into the new. You cannot walk into tomorrow with the same weight you've been dragging for years. The excuses, the regrets, the anger, the guilt, it's too heavy. You say you want to evolve, but you still grip everything that keeps you stuck. That's the contradiction. That's the silent war inside you, wanting growth without giving up comfort, wanting transformation without releasing what no longer belongs. Yeah, tomorrow is going to test that. It will force you to choose. You either loosen your grip and step into the unknown, or you stay exactly where you are. But know this: staying still isn't neutral. You don't stay the same, you shrink. You decay. You sink deeper into the life you say you no longer want. And after a while, even that becomes normal. You start calling it fate. You start believing that this is all there is, but it's not. It never was. You just didn't let go when you had the chance. Tomorrow is that chance, and it's not going to come wrapped in comfort. It will arrive as discomfort, as pressure, as that uncomfortable inner voice asking, how much longer are you going to carry this? And most people won't answer. They'll distract themselves again. They'll drown that voice in noise. But those who are awake, those who have had enough, will hear it. And they will know it's time. There's no growth without release, no peace without pain, no forward movement without leaving something behind. You can't take every person, every belief, every habit with you into tomorrow. Some things are meant to end. Some things are meant to be burned. And that's not loss, it's evolution. But only if you let it be. If you hold on, you will be dragged by your own indecision. Dragged by the past you refuse to let go of, dragged by the version of you that was never meant to last this long. That version got you here, yes, but it can't take you further. Tomorrow requires something else, someone else, and that someone is already inside you, waiting. But they can't emerge if you're still hiding inside who you used to be. Letting go isn't about forgetting. It's about choosing. Choosing not to let your history control your destiny. Choosing not to allow fear to run the show. Choosing to release the stories that keep playing in your head. Stories of failure, of not being enough, of what went wrong. Tomorrow is not those stories. Tomorrow is a blank page, but you can't write on it if your hands are full of yesterday. Look at your life honestly. What are you still holding onto that's keeping you small? What are you afraid to lose that's already poisoning your growth? Who are you trying to please, impress, or chase that's not even thinking about you? These are the weights. These are the chains. And tomorrow is the moment they either break or they bury you deeper. Do not make the mistake of thinking you have unlimited chances. You don't. Time moves. Life moves. Tomorrow will not pause just because you're scared. That's why you must act despite the fear. Letting go isn't easy. It will feel like dying. And in many ways, it is. It's the death of an identity, the death of a comfort zone, the death of a lie you've lived for too long. But it's also the birth of something real. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to be willing to drop what's false, you willing to walk away from what's no longer aligned, willing to risk discomfort for the sake of becoming who you were always meant to be. That willingness is the key. That's what tomorrow is looking for. There will be no perfect moment, no certainty, no guarantee. There will only be a feeling, a deep, deep knowing that says no. And when it comes, listen to it. Don't delay. Don't overthink. Act, step, release, because the longer you wait, the heavier it gets. And one day, if you're not careful, you'll be too weighed down to move at all. So tomorrow is about movement. It's about shift. And you have two choices: shift with it, so, or be left in a version of yourself that doesn't belong to the present anymore. You've already felt the pull. You've already sensed the discomfort. That's not coincidence. That's preparation. That's the inner world trying to tell you. It's time. So let go, let it fall, let it break. You don't need to fix the past. You just need to release it. Tomorrow is not for the one who hesitates. It's for the one who decides. And that decision starts now, because when tomorrow arrives, it's already too late to wonder. You either carry yourself forward or carry your past. You can't do both. Make the choice before tomorrow forces it upon you. Let go or be left behind. Tomorrow is not the time to prepare. It's the time to move, to act, to step into the next version of yourself. Preparation happens before the shift, not during it. If you wait for tomorrow to begin, you're already late, because by the time the sun rises, the energy has already shifted. The door has already opened. And if you are not ready, you will watch it close in front of you. This is the mistake most people make. They wait. They say they need more time, more clarity, more motivation. They think tomorrow is when the work starts. But the truth is, tomorrow is not for planting. It's for harvesting. What you plant today, your focus, your discipline, your silence, your courage, that's what tomorrow will multiply. And if you plant nothing, you get nothing. Life doesn't reward delay. It rewards readiness. You must act now, not later, not when it's convenient, not when you feel perfect. You must act when it's uncomfortable, because that's the sign you're close to something real. If you wait to feel fearless, you'll never move. If you wait to feel confident, you'll stay in the same cycle. Tomorrow doesn't care how you feel. It cares whether you moved. There is a window opening, but it's not going to stay open forever. So you've been given signs. You felt the pressure building, that tightness inside your chest, the restlessness, the questions that won't go away. This is your signal. This is the call to prepare. And preparation is not reading more books. So it's not thinking more thoughts. It's action. It's cutting the distractions. It's saying no to the things that drain you. It's choosing to focus when it would be easier to scroll. That is preparation. That is self-respect. If you know something needs to change tomorrow, then the change must begin now. You can't walk into a new life with the same habits, the same mindset, the same excuses. The future version of you, the one you keep imagining, will not appear by accident. That version must be built one action at a time. And if you don't start building today, tomorrow becomes a repeat of yesterday. Again and again and again. How many tomorrows have you wasted? How many times have you said, soon, next time, maybe tomorrow I'll start. And now here it is, tomorrow is almost here. And nothing has changed because you didn't act. But now the final message is clear. This is not another warning. This is the last one. Do what needs to be done today, because tomorrow the shift will happen and you'll either rise with it or you'll miss it completely. You have no control over when these windows open. So they come from something higher, something beyond the logic, but you do control how prepared you are to walk through them. That's your responsibility. And that's where most people fail, not because the opportunity never came, but because they weren't ready when it did. This is your wake up call. The alarm isn't going to get louder. You already know what to do. You've known for a long time. Stop pretending you need more time. Stop pretending you're not ready. Readiness is a choice, not a feeling. You choose to act, and action creates momentum. Tomorrow is waiting for that momentum, not words, not plans, movement, energy. A clear step forward. Don't confuse movement with noise. Being busy is not the same as being aligned. You can run in circles and still go nowhere. Real preparation is quiet, it's focused, it's intentional. So it's not for the world to see, it's for your future self to receive. That's who you're working for. Not for validation, so not for applause, for the person you could become if you stop delaying. There is a cost for waiting, a cost for hesitation. And that cost is your potential. Every time you delay, you trade a part of your future for the comfort of now. But that comfort is temporary. The regret lasts longer. Tomorrow doesn't erase that regret. It reveals it. It shows you everything you could have done, everything you could have become if only you had moved when it mattered most. So what are you waiting for? Permission, a sign. This is the sign. This is the moment. This is the choice to act before it's too late, to take one step forward, no matter how small, one clear decision, one real change. That's how tomorrow finds you ready, not perfect. Ready. You don't need to do everything today, but you must do something. Clean the space, cut the noise, start the habit, end the pattern. Whatever it is, begin it, finish it, shift it. This is your preparation. So this is how you honor what's coming, because what's coming is not ordinary and you are not meant to meet it halfway. You were built for this, but only if you rise to meet it, not someday, not when you feel brave. Now, before tomorrow comes, because when tomorrow arrives, it's already too late to start preparing. You'll either be ready or not. The difference is what you do now. So move, begin, decide before tomorrow decides for you. Tomorrow the sky will change. That is certain. But the real question is, will you? Because a sky that shifts means nothing if the person underneath it stays the same. You can witness the signs. You can hear the messages. So you can feel the energy shift in the air. But if you don't use that to shift something inside yourself, then what's the point? This world doesn't change just to entertain you. It moves to wake you, to invite you, to provoke a response. But if all you do is observe and go back to your old ways, you will miss the purpose behind the signs. Tomorrow is not for spectators. It's for participants. It's for those who are willing to say, if the sky can change, so can I. You've been waiting for something outside of you to tell you when to begin. You've been hoping for a sign, a push, a perfect moment. But what if the moment is here? What if tomorrow is that moment? And what if you do nothing with it? That's the danger. That's the risk. That's the moment you can't get back. You must understand this clearly. Tomorrow is not going to change you. You will have to change yourself. Tomorrow is the signal. You are the answer. Nothing outside of you is going to fix your life. Not the stars, not the sky, not another sunrise. The shift in the world is just a mirror. It reflects what's possible, but it doesn't force you to act. That's your responsibility. That's your choice. Growth doesn't happen by watching life. It happens by meeting life, engaging with it. So standing in front of what scares you and choosing to move anyway. That's how change begins, not by comfort, not by waiting, but by decision. Tomorrow brings the opportunity. What you do with it defines everything. You already know what needs to change. You already feel what needs to evolve. The truth isn't hidden. It's been knocking on your mind for months, maybe years. But you've postponed. You've avoided. You've chosen sleep over self. And now, tomorrow comes not just as a moment of awakening, but as a test. Will you stay as you are? Will you carry the same fears, the same stories, the same reasons? Or will you use this rare opening to rise, to burn away what's old, what's fake, what no longer belongs? That's the invitation tomorrow brings. It doesn't promise you anything. It simply asks, are you ready to become? The sky will change, but don't get lost in the sky. The real work is internal. The real shift is not outside, it's inside. If the world changes and you don't, then the gap between you and your potential just gets wider, and soon it becomes harder to cross. Because once you miss enough of these moments, you start believing the lie that you've missed your chance forever. That's not true, but it can feel true. And once it feels true, people stop trying. So don't let it get there. Don't wait for the pain to force you to move. Let clarity push you. Let truth move you. Let the urgency of tomorrow wake you up today, not next week, not next year, today. Because you don't have as much time as you think. Life moves quickly and the sky changes with or without your permission. There is something inside you that is not satisfied with how things are. It knows there is more. It knows you've been playing small. You've been hiding behind distractions, expectations, and doubts. But that part of you, that deep, ancient knowing, it's not going away. It's growing louder. And tomorrow it will roar. Will you listen? So you don't need to be perfect to begin. You just need to be honest. You just need to admit, I'm not where I could be. I'm not who I could be. But I am ready to change that. That's the mindset that opens doors. That's the energy that tomorrow responds to. It's not about being the strongest. It's about being the most honest, the most committed, the most awake. So ask yourself, truly, will I change tomorrow? Or will I watch the sky shift while staying the same inside? That's the line you must cross. And no one can push you over it. You have to walk it yourself. You have to stand face to face with your excuses and say, not anymore. You have to see the old version of yourself and let it go, even if it hurts, even if it's all you've known. The sky will change tomorrow. That is not a metaphor. It is a warning. It is a message, and it is a gift. Because when the world shifts, it opens doors that aren't always visible. And if you're present, if you're aware, you will see them. You will step through them. And your life will never be the same. But if you stay asleep, if you stay unchanged, then tomorrow becomes just another day, another missed moment, another echo of what could have been. You've had enough of those already. So decide not with your words, but with your actions. The sky will change tomorrow. Make sure you do too.